Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Maniacs. The nightly podcasts are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports. Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you like all the shows.
Good afternoon. It is Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B. We have a little bit of news. We signed another corner, Javelin Guidry. I guess he's supposed to be a super speedy cornerback. To me, it's still depth father. It is what it is. Yoli Cruz popping in the chat first and foremost. Hello there, top Huddle Sports Network fan. And our favorite Packer fan. Other than that, we heard from AG last night or yesterday. He was asked about Jack Campbell and where he is most improved and what he's doing best. What he's doing best is leading. I'm doing fantastic. Just a little under the weather, but you know what? I'm this side of the sod and upright. That's all that matters. Davey, hello, JB. One Pride. Michael Johnson, good morning, brother. Brent pops in. Yes, we're getting all the guys in here. It's great to see you. But AG said that his most improved skill is his pass coverage, which we all said he had to improve upon, and I'm glad to hear he's doing it. Because if he's covering better over the middle, you won't have tight ends breaking free and having to be tackled by smaller DBs. Because he is 6'5" and 243 pounds. I mean that's a good matchup for most tight ends. Oh. That being said, the other thing that he's most improved on is being a leader, being more vocal on the field, directing traffic out there with the defense. He's had the green dot quite a bit of this camp. Will it continue into the season? I don't know. Are we going to see starters? And if we do, who do you want to see and who do you not want to see out there? We already know it won't be Gibbs. He already said Gibbs isn't going to be doing hardly anything until week 1, just because of that hammy strain. They don't want it to pop when they least expect it. So he's going to be doing a lot of stationary bike and a lot of jogging is what he's going to be doing the rest of this preseason. I'm just curious what you guys think. Hello, Ralph. Man, Henry, good to see everybody. I am just. Do you want to see more of Fontaine? I want to see more of Fontaine with a quarterback that can throw. You say don't take chances with starters, but I'm going to rebuttal that with what the Chiefs do every damn year. And what do? They make the playoffs, damn near deep into the playoffs every year, all the way back to Alex Smith. They play their starters 2 games every preseason, regardless how many preseason games. It's 1 or 2 drives the first game, and they play almost a half the second game, and then they evaluate their talent that they have in the depth the rest of the preseason. So, well, if he'd have caught 1 pass out of the 3 that hit him in the hands last week, I'd agree with you. He didn't catch shit. He had 0 catches. So, every year, they're in the playoffs. 3 of the last 5 years, they won the Super Bowl. 5 out of 5 times, they made an AFC championship game. So, I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe there's something to playing your starters in the preseason. Maybe these joint practices are nothing but a pile of crap that causes fights and chaos and injuries. So, I don't care if the ball is close enough to call a target, it's in your catch radius, is how that's listed. It wasn't listed as a drop, so at least it didn't hit him in the hands. But a target means it is in the vicinity of your catch radius, according to the letter of the stat. And guess what, Michael Johnson? Only one of those happened in a game. The rest of them happened in practice. We're talking about practice. Only one of those injuries this season happened in a game. One. And you didn't even know it happened until he went in to get the repair of the meniscus. And that was JJ McCarthy. So they're having just as many ACL, MCLs, PCLs, Achilles strains, calf tears, hamstring tears, pectoral tears, and everything else in practice that you can have happen in a game. Why not let them play a game? Because if it's happening when they're playing with the pads and doing the kitty tackling, 2-hand touch, or flag football, whatever it is at practice they do, let them do it in a game where they're actually being hit. Because then they got a reason to be injured. They're coddling these guys. That's why they're having these soft tissue injuries. It's been this way ever since they took away the two-a-days. Why? Because Minnesota Vikings didn't help hydrate Corey Stringer. He died on the field due to heat stroke or heat exhaustion and dehydration. And so they stopped two-a-days for everybody. It's bullshit. Because that was when the soft tissue injuries increased by 33%. But you know what's down? Career ending injuries and people dying. They die off the field now, at least, other than Damar Hamlin on a freak hit. He died on the field and was resuscitated, but he's not the only person to die on a field. There was a lion that died on the field while I was a baby. Yeah, I'm fired up about it. It's Fuck Your Feelings Friday. I'm tired of coddling players. I'm tired of making them softer than melted popcorn butter. They coddle players. Case in point, hello, Dad. If you are being careful, you can get injured easily. I taught that to my son's team. Yeah, sometimes I think they're coddling these guys. We got guys that miss games due to hangnails now. You never heard about that before. You heard about it in pitching because their finger would swell. in baseball. And that makes sense for a pitcher, maybe a quarterback. We're talking about offensive linemen miss games due to hangnails on their hands. Wear a glove, tape it up, suck it up. That's what we were told growing up about stupid crap like that. And that was about everything. I got a blister on my hand, wear gloves. I'm tired, push through it. He probably will be. The rapport I'm seeing at camp between Goff and Jamo is damn near palpable. You could almost eat it. How you doing, Jonathan Ray? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, for all you Bear fans, sorry, Matt Henry. No offense to you, but guess what? Fuck the Bears and fuck the Pack too. It's fuck your feelings Friday. Caleb Williams, if he's able to throw for 3,000 yards his first season, he'll be the first rookie quarterback to do it. Will he do it? It really depends on that interior O line and if it is as improved as advertised. Oh, he'll be here. I'm quite sure he got the notification. And I'm not even trying to give crap. Yeah, I am the Lions. I'm not saying fuck the Lions. I got to come up with one for the Vikings, though. Herb and Rod's podcast. Good to see you, brother. Um, if he's playing anything like I've seen at camp, because the one thing you can see is when people are beating coverage, when people are being covered, making contested catches and stuff like that. Jameson Williams is trying to work just as hard as Amon-Ra St. Brown right now. And I'm not saying he's as good as him. I'm saying he's getting there and he's working as hard to do it. And if that isn't a testament to this young man's intestinal fortitude to get to where he needs to be, I don't know what else does, because I've heard other teams watch Amon Ra in practice and say he's one of the hardest working guys they've ever seen. So say what you want. I think Jamo's gonna have a very good year, somewhere 750 plus yards, 5 plus touchdowns, and that's just in receiving, and 45 plus catches in 17 games. Broski knows nothing about his team because he's always on Detroit Rock City podcast. I know he said he doesn't even watch the preseason games. Speaking of which, it wasn't the Lions playing last night. Who won? Who did what? Because I don't care. Wasn't it Eagles and Steelers? So a possible division winner and a team that might make the playoffs. Yes. Oh, Eagles and Pats. 100% JB coach said Waymo is on a mission. Eagles won 14-13. Hmm. How did Kenny Pickett look? I heard he had a good outing while he was out there. 11 to 13, 97 yards. That's pretty good. Philadelphia versus New England last night. Oh, well, who did the Steelers play then? Somebody said the Steelers were on. I'm just going. Solid, honestly. Second year wide receiver Joseph Nada had 5 grabs for 88 yards. That's nice. So Kenny Pickett and Flickett looked pretty good. Patty, make mine a Cuba Libra. Well, that's night and day difference from the last game he played because Drake May was awful. So that means he's moved up maybe to second string right now. Joe Milton was the one that looked like a first stringer last week. How did Joe Milton look? I uh I love football. I love talking about football. I don't love to trash talk, but there's certain people that really bring out the worst in me when they get going. And like I said, if you guys see Jeremy Bellrick, and I say Bell with an E, Junior in there, just ignore him. Don't even comment. He's blocked. Yes, I know, buddy Kinkito. He's second string as of now. Joe Milton had a rough night, 2 for 7 for like 20 yards. Okay, fair enough. I just know he was the number one rated uh quarterback last week out of all the rookies. It went him, JJ, Caleb. Well, that's good because Drake May couldn't look worse in week one in his debut. So maybe it's just Drake had to shake the rust off or something. But at the same time, a good buddy of mine said you don't draft quarterbacks from a basketball school. That's probably why the league wants to have an 18 game season. Pretty much. Um, and the players will make more money. Hey, Ricky Sakat, just talking a little football. Lions signed a corner named Gidry. Trying to get his name for you real quick. Supposed to have some speed to him. I said it earlier, but it was garbage in, garbage out because I'm talking all this stuff. God, I just wanted Detroit Lions news, and all it's giving me is everything around the league. Oh well. QBs from a basketball school: Drake May, Mitch Trubisky, and Daniel Jones. Well, the funny thing is, out of all of them, Mitch Trubisky has the most promising stats. He's never thrown a pick six in his career. He still hasn't done it. Do you think Vaki could be a receiver that could go in crunch time? No. I think he's a receiving running back, and I don't think he's ready for that type of route running yet. Um, so for the starters that I want to see, Millar Jackson, yeah, back and forth on that school. They're known for both. They were less known about basketball back in the day. Let's talk about this one though. If the starters play, I do want to see Goff out there. Trace, I want to see the starting O line out there. I don't want to see Laporta because he's still coming off the hammy. I don't want to see Gibbs. Maybe Monty and Baki because Baki's faster than Monty, and we could still have that change of pace thing. I don't want to see St. Brown. I kind of want to see Jamison Williams with Goff. I want to see Derice Fontaine with Goff, and I want to see DPJ with Goff. I think that would probably be your three wide receivers, your O line, Brock Wright, Parker Hess, and Shane Zylstra rotating in and out. Don't do it by make it like a regular game for like a quarter. I want one whole quarter of that. And of course, the whole starting defense, minus who's injured. Branch started taking team reps this week, so I'd want to see him out there. Branch and Kirby back there might strike fear into Pat Mahomes. Yeah, I think Lamar Jackson's going to be running less. He ran less last year than he had in previous years. He started throwing from the pocket more and less off scripted throws. He went back to old Lamar when things broke down versus the Chiefs, which is why they lost. It is such a great day. I'm glad it's Friday. In case you missed it, for those of you that weren't here, today is Fuck Your Feelings Friday. So we're going to show those often. It is time for me to do my station break to advertise my show.
Here locally in the community, make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy Campbell.
Man, I love watching that. Every day is Friday when you are retired. I know, Dad. Yeah, I love how Branch delivers a hit too, and how he looks much faster than his 40 time, which tells you again, game speed's different than 40 times speed. Oh, I'm envious of both of you now, Buddy Conquito. Here's your music. Dad's in the building. And we're all laughing because we have to work. Our real react. We're laughing on the outside, but inside we're kind of like Mario when you lose. Oh. Being retired. Shush. You're too young to be retired, Trace. No, I'm just kidding. I wish I could retire. At this point, I'm going to work till the day I drop dead. Prices are so high, I couldn't afford to live on retirement anyways. My dad used to DJ parties. I DJ'd at bars and karaoke clubs. Corey Patterson says only another 20 years for me. Well, if inflation keeps going up like this, yeah, I've DJ'd parties. I got a hard drive full of music and karaoke videos. I think it was a 4 terabyte, something like that, half filled. Music from Hank Williams Sr. up to, let's see, last time it was updated was 2012. So I only got 12 years of music to upload of the popular stuff. Good afternoon, Paul Jones. My dad says I had my 75th birthday last month, and it isn't funny. Everybody older than me is in Congress. I mean, not, it's the truth. I do a little. I play rhythm guitar. I sing, play bass a little bit of piano, but I'm not good at that at all. Chopsticks and heart and soul don't count. A little bit of home sweet home, though. That's kind of cool. I got a buddy that plays lead guitar, rhythm guitar, drums, bass, and saxophone. My uncle plays guitar and harmonica. Broski Bear, I got something for you. Because it's Fuck Your Feelings Friday. Woo! Just playing. Gotta have fun. Oh, God. Yeah, you are young for a retired guy, Buddy Conquito. I am only, 9 years behind you. Oh, yeah, he's fine. I know what he does. Um, Aleem's been at camp for over a week. Hi, Brent. Hopefully you've been taking notes. Now, don't pick on the fans. I do not allow personal attacks. I don't allow any of that type of stuff, broski. We can talk. We can talk crap as a fan base. I played cello for 4 years. I didn't know that about you, Dad. Jeremy, I like that theme. Fuck your feelings Friday. Hey, I gotta have fun with it. I know I'm ugly. I got a face for radio and do video, but I got almost 500 people here watching me. It's crazy. Never thought that would happen. It's why I kept going. I kept getting a bigger fan base, and I'm like going, wow, I must be all right at the knowledge because it isn't my looks. And we are back up to 496 subscribers. I think that 496 is none other than Broski Bear. Thank you for subscribing, sir. I will say, if Caleb Williams is 20% of his hype, you'll have your first passer that has a chance to beat Eric Kramer's passing yardage record for the Bears, but not in year one. He has all the weapons to do it in year one, but he doesn't have the O-line yet, is my honest opinion of the Bears, broski. I don't think he'll have enough time to be able to let those routes develop for the deep routes. And so it'll take his legs and a little bit of hero ball to do that. But he struggled when he did more hero ball at USC than when he just played the game and to play it. If you understand what I'm saying. What's the over under on how many games Davenport plays this season? For me, it's whether he's a starter or not. If he's a starter, I got it at 7 games. If he's a rotational pass rusher, I got it as much as 12. I'm just being honest. I don't trust Davenport to stay healthy. Up until we moved after my sophomore year and Bendel didn't have an orchestra, I switched to tuba. That's pretty cool, Dad. Didn't know that about you. I think the Bears are an 8 to 10 win team this season. Obviously, a lot depends on Caleb. I custom made it, but I am going to get some for sale if you're looking for them. I'm thinking about doing them at like $30 shipped. That includes postage and handling, buddy Conquito. Just give me a size, I'll get it made. And Corey Patterson says, I don't trust Davenport to stay healthy either. Jeremy, you're becoming a really likable guy. We had a rough start. Well, you were talking trash and the thing, so I just jumped in and fired back, brother. That's what that was. Yep, I understand the PC payload. Davenport has a glass jaw. Best ability, well, you know the rest. Yes, sir. 100%. I love seeing PC payload come in here. PC payload, if you're available 9 p.m. Eastern, so I believe you were in Texas and you're 2 hours behind us, so that'd be 7 p.m. Let me know tonight. I will find a way to get you a invite or send me an email, smokingjeremyb@gmail.com, and I will send you an invite if you want to be on the fan cave chat tonight, PC. I've had it at the 8 to 10 win window ever since I saw the team get put together, because I said the interior O line's marginally better if they start. They still have to gel and they have to play together right away, and it might. Oh, you're back in Michigan now. Congratulations, brother. But I was right. You were in Texas, right? The last time we talked before you started chiming in again? Broski, what did you do last night to get banned? I wasn't there, and after so I didn't see it. Um, Houston has to show out these next two preseason games and at camp to make the team, in my opinion, Broski Bear. I think Betts and Isaac Ukwu are ahead of him on the bubble cut list. So right now he wouldn't make the team if I was the one making the cuts. I don't care about where you were drafted. I care about results. And right now he doesn't have the bend he used to have. He doesn't have that first step, and he doesn't have that great change of direction. And Betts has all of that in spades right now. Betts looks better. Yes, 9 p.m. tonight we go live with the Lions fan cave chat. I always do a 9 p.m. show on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. The only time I don't, well, if I don't feel good, I just don't even. No, it's not a Jamocha shake, Dad. These are the. No, Betts isn't gone. Betts actually was one of our better defenders again in the Giants game. Texas is hotter than Satan's butthole. A delicate Michigan skin needed seasoning again. Yeah, Betts isn't going right now. It's Ukwu and Betts, because we're going to carry 5 or 6 defensive ends. We're also going to carry 5 D tackles. And don't forget, some of the guys listed at D tackle play DN too. So you got Levi Onwuzurike. We know Reader's in because they're not getting rid of him with just signing him. That who's the starting QB tomorrow? That is for Dan to decide. But I'm hoping it's Goff. I hope we see our starters out there. Which host was that there, Broski Bear, that booted you? We don't know if Reader will be a bad signer, not yet, Broski Bear, because we haven't seen him on the field. He has been working out on the sidelines. He's been at camp. He just can't do anything right now, because he also has to spend time with his wife. You say no starters can't risk injury. Every injury we've had has happened in camp that's been major. Um, and across the league, all the major injuries happen in camp. Andy Reid starts his starters 2 games every year, and they make the playoffs all the way to the AFC Championship every year. Don't tell me no starters. Jesus Christ. That's why these players are so damn soft at practice in the first place. No 2-a-days, none of that crap that they used to do. The only thing you see less of now is career-ending injuries. You still see an increased amount. You still see an increased amount of soft tissue injuries. It was Derek. Oh, never mind. I won't get into it. JB, who are you watching, especially if we play second or third stringers against KC starters? I'm not watching the first half because that's a joke. If you're playing second string against starters of another team, it's a joke. No one should be out there. Um, right now, I think this. I'm not going to get into cross-platform bashing here. Let's not. I don't care what channel it was. I was just curious because I do know some people have soft skins. I don't like when people can dish stuff out and not take it. I take it on the chin when things go wrong with Detroit Lions, and I accept it. If I say something that's out of pocket or wrong, I admit to it after it happens. I've done it live on this channel. But at the same time, when I make a claim about a team and where I think they'll end up, it comes true more often than not. I said when Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes got here because of the roster that year, we were going to be in the basement. But I didn't say Derek's bad. Don't ever go there with me. Um, Derek, he's a great guy. He's very knowledgeable, but he's also very passionate, and I think that sometimes that doesn't go well together. Got to be more even keeled if you're going to be into this whole broadcasting slash podcasting thing. Um, you tell it like it is. When there's clickbait stuff and you know it won't come true, why embellish it? Why try to make it happen? Why try to make it sound like you're somebody when you're not? Don't do that. Oh, my sources say no. My sources thought on Brendan Joseph getting reps over Iffy. He's been outplaying him. We saw it firsthand. No, I wanted to clear that up before those messages got out there, Corey. That's what I was doing. Yep, Derek has opinions just like the rest of us. Let it be. And I do. He has very good takes and he's passionate. Like I said, all I'm saying is that passion sometimes clouds judgment, is where I'll leave it. I agree, Trace. Uh, Brennan Joseph was actually outshining Iffy at the camp when we were there. He had a pick on Goff and then he had a pick on Sudfeld. Yannick is washed, but that's another story. Lion City. Uh, no, 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 no. I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying anybody's friends with anybody. Whoa. Don't go at each other here. This isn't that show. Oh, I saw that. I said it wasn't happening. I warned Lions fans. I sit there. I said they're going to trade for somebody that nobody's asking for, and it happened that night. I got him on his latest bets, but did it respectfully. Attract more with honey people. Absolutely. Um, all I know is everybody's been saying that Mikai Wingo has elite traits. Well, it hasn't shown up on the field. They can take snippets of plays that he did well, taking on double teams. Broderick Martin's been doing the same thing damn near every snap this preseason. Broski Bears, because some people have just a favorite player out there and they get passionate about him. He's wanted us to sign Yannick Ngakoue ever since he became a free agent a couple of years back, and he's bounced around the league. He's been to Chicago and other places. And Yannick is just one of his guys, just like Chase Young is his guy. But lo and behold, Chase Young hit the injury report faster than he was signed. 13 million a year to ride the pine. Great job, New Orleans. Good job. But at the same time, Davenport is out here practicing right now with the team. So therefore, that 13 million is not bad spent if he's actually out there training with the team and taking snaps. Yes, he was really good that day. We saw him come up behind who was? Oh yeah, that was Reynolds that didn't get a, a yard gained on the play that Betts came around the end. Oh, I know who he's friends with. It's not a big deal. I've had run-ins with almost every podcaster at one point or another. There's very few I haven't had. Oh yeah, wait. All the ones that are great. Mark Oram, Dosa Dion, Curtis Steele, Jim Lordeau, all those guys, even Easy of Woodward Sports. We've all been on the same podcast together at one point or another, whether mine on theirs or whatever. I've called into the heavyweights. I used to be a part of David Pike's show, but due to a difference in beliefs, we don't talk to each other anymore like that. I'm still friends with them. I don't quit being somebody's friends because I have a difference of opinion. But I will not sit there and be belittled for my opinion. Well, unfortunately for me, it's the University of Michigan. We hit our penultimate last year, but I don't think we get back. I think we're a 9-win team at best this year. Penn State's a good school. Michigan's a good school. Ohio State's a good school. But guess what? I hate Ohio State. And the only time I hate Penn State is when we play them. And I'll leave it at that, Broski Bear. Penn State has been linebacker U forever. Sports takes is undone. I don't get into political on sports stuff very often. When I do, it's a joke. Uh, if you can't tell by my jokes which way I lean, I get it. Yes, that is the beauty of sports. Two different people can have varying opinions on one person, and it doesn't matter because guess what? It's their opinion. The only thing we can control is how we react over them because everybody else's opinion is outside of our own control. And I love my Mark Oram. Mark Oram's a good friend of mine. He's in I got show chats on Facebook, and he's in two of them. And we sit there and go back and forth. And he's also in another sports group where we talk all sports that we're in together. And he'll sit there and go, "Hey, what's going on?" And I'll be able to tell him some stuff. And he was like, "Wow, how do you know that?" And I said, "Well, I was there, or I got the quote sheet from the coach presser." Yeah, I love being on the presser list for the Lions, Jags, Dolphins through the place I write for. It's how we got NFL credentials to be at the draft. It's because we are on the media release. Michigan is my second favorite team, and whoever is playing Ohio State. Yes, Dad, we know. You jinxed me the one year. Do you remember what you bought me for Christmas when I was little? I understand, Broski Bear, and I don't say things I don't mean either. Until I see Chicago develop a QB, I don't believe they'll ever have a QB. But they need to work on that trench first and foremost and get it right before they ruin another QB. So I hope whatever they do next year, they start with the interior O line because I think that's your weakness this year again. And that's my God's honest opinion. And I don't care how good your defense is. If your offense can't score 20 points in this league, you won't win. And if your quarterback is running for his life all the time, he won't be as good than if he could stay in the pocket. That's just my humble opinion. Take it or leave it. I think they are a better team than last year, which is why I have them with a minimum of 8 wins, and I think their ceiling is 10. I believe the realistic end of the year is 9-8 for the Bears. And if everyone was healthy and they didn't have all the injuries, I had Minnesota at 7-10 this year. After as beat up as their secondary is, they lost to half of their starting D line. They've lost their best part of their backup quarterback room. If they win 5 games, I think they're lucky. I have to see it to believe it myself. Bears have been a disgrace of an organization since Urlacher retired. I agree. Bears need to beef up their trenches. And I'm not even going to talk crap, but I'm going to be honest. They NFL Network did a hierarchy of teams that have been to the basement the most. Oh, number 1 is Michigan, 2 is whoever's playing Ohio. Gotcha. How many games am I going to this year? I know I'm going to 1 for sure, and that's an away game. I'm going to try to get to a couple of home games. I didn't get in for press credentials, so I got to pay like the average fan. So I'm waiting for individual tickets to go on sale, buddy. I'm not scared of Caleb Williams because he doesn't have that great of an O line. You just heard that from a Bear fan, and yet Caleb Williams does not scare me. I'm sorry. Anybody who gets scared of a quarterback might not want to be a fan. I'm not scared of Jordan Love. I'm not scared of CJ Stroud. I'm scared of their teams. I am scared of the Bears defense. I am not scared of the Bears offense. The Bears offense does not scare me. Ooh, they got lots of pretty weapons, but the trenches suck. Or maybe average at best. The defensive trench is better, but they only got half a defensive side. The other side is a question mark. They got Montez Sweat, and who knows on the other side. That's why the Bears tried to get Matt Judon. They needed somebody to show up, to be anything opposite Montez Sweat. Wherever Montez Sweat is, you go the other way with the play. That's the game plan. Or you run right at him because he does have a tendency to over pursue in the run game. That's the only knock there is on Sweat. 100%. And Broski Bear will probably back that stat up. If the O-line gives the quarterback enough time to throw to all 3 receivers running routes, 100%. They will give some team fits. But at the same time, the quarterback has to have the time to sit in the pocket and make the reads. Yeah, Bears almost got Judon. And as a matter of fact, if you want to know the real truth, Lions were one of the first teams that called New England when Judon went on the trade block. The problem is the amount of money he wants for his new contract. Because the Lions can't afford to pay 2 players that play the same position and only one of them be a starter. I Arnold is already back practicing is undone. He started practicing yesterday. Rakestraw has been back to practice because it was just a tweak of the ankle. He taped it up. He's been out there every day since. Gibbs is out there on the stationary bike and jogging. So is undone. When did Davis get hurt? Because I haven't heard anything about Carlton Davis being hurt. He's been out there every day. DeMarcus Walker, Austin Booker splitting time at the other DN spot isn't terrible. Is much better than who the Lions have at their other DN spot. And I'll disagree with you there. I think that's about the same level of talent. as what the Lions have at the other defensive end spot when you add in all the rotational pieces. Broski Bear, don't. All I know is Aiden Hudson went up again in sacks last year, went up in pressures. Second in the league with 121 pressures last year and 12 and a half sacks. So if he does, will he get more pressures and will he see 100 plus pressures again this year? Maybe, probably, because of improved interior D line play. Because when the interior D line plays better, your defensive ends get freed up more. It is that time of day when I have to do our sponsors. You know, people are complaining about these minor injuries that we have. And you know what? The most injured team in this league right now is the 49ers. It's not even Minnesota. That's just the most injured team in the division. I didn't say he didn't. Don't get me wrong, Montez Sweat's a great player. I'm not knocking him, Broski Bear. Don't take it as such. But the most injured team right now is the 49ers. They have 29 on the injury report. And 2 players holding out. That's 31 players not on the field for practice or preseason games. That's 31 players you don't have to your disposal. 9 of them are starters. Think about that. Seven in the injury room and the 2 holdouts. That's 9 starters not playing. Aleem's been back at practice for 2 weeks, Broski Bear. We just don't use them in preseason games. We started Martin and Levi last week. We didn't even play Aleem. Aleem's there. I know Reader's out. He's been out. I don't count that because he hasn't even played a lick of OTAs or anything. Yeah, DM me on X. PC. I hope he does. I know he shed some weight just like Broderick Martin did. 3rd round pick, right? Gervon Dexter. Yeah, I like him. Let me make sure I got you on my current version because I had to change my X. PC. Yeah, I can't find you on there. The other DT spot will be Levi or Martin. They're fighting for it. They've been starting at DT the entire preseason in the first half is what I'm talking about, these preseason games. They're letting them shine or flounder. Yeah, I do got to get off here, though. DJ Reader will be the starter when he comes back. Brandon Service right at the corner of Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road in Flint, Michigan. Flint, where the tires are shit, but the water's good. Stop in and check us out. We have new tires. Call to get your quote, 810-233-8230, or used tires at $40 and up, depending on size and or condition of the tires. Please mention this ad if you're going to buy a set, and you'll get $10 off. And of course, we have our two sponsors that doesn't pay us a dime now. It's FTP. Fuck the pack. And of course, FDB for Fuck the Bears. Have a great day, everybody. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love, but I got to get off here.